Lou with Big Lou Barbecue and other things I want to do. And today I don't want to barbecue because the weather's kind of nasty. So we're going to deep fry inside. And if you're still watching this, you must be one of those type of people like me. See, there's only two types of people in the world. Those that love liver and those that loathe liver. And those that loathe liver aren't even watching. So it's just me and you, all right? And we're going to cook up some chicken livers. I love to cook chicken livers. I like to grill them too. I've got a video where I grilled some and made a po' boy out of them. But I also like to fry them, so we're going to deep fry them today. I got to tell you a little story. Let me tell you a story, all right? Where I grew up, there about 2 blocks from my house, there was this little convenience store, and right next to the convenience store, there was this Danny's Fried Chicken, and oh, they made the best chicken livers and onion rings, and you could get the chicken liver and onion rings dinner for $2.85. And when I was little, I used to have to pay older kids to go across the highway because my mama wouldn't let me cross the highway to get to that store. I just had to sit my bike on this side and watch them bring me the liver dinner back. And they go, ooh, liver dinner. While they're eating their 2-piece, I'm like, yeah, I got this much food for $2.85, and it was a good deal. When I got to be 12, I was mowing lawns. And there was a lady across the highway, about a block across the highway. I used to mow her lawn for $10. And every 2 weeks, I'd push my mower over there, push my mower over to her house 3 blocks down the road, mow her yard for $10, okay, and come back right by that chicken liver place, that fried chicken place. And I'd go in there, $2.85 for the chicken livers, $1 for the drink, maybe even less than $1 back in those days, all right? And then I'd go spend the rest of that change in the convenience store on candy or moon pies or something. I'd only come home with $5, but I had that chicken liver dinner every time I mowed that yard. I looked forward to yard mowing day because I knew I was getting those chicken livers. I've never been able to recreate those delicious onion rings and those delicious chicken livers like that place made it. Man, they had the world's best, and they just loaded it, piled it high. A lot of food too. Anyway, I love chicken livers and onion rings. Onions always go good with liver. So if you're watching this, you're probably one of us, a liver lover. So let's fry up some chicken livers. Big Lou Barbecue. Okay, I've got basically 2 pints of chicken livers here. They're in this bowl. I have washed them in a colander and rinsed them off, and I've got them sitting in this bowl, and we're going to put some buttermilk on them and let them soak in the buttermilk about 10 minutes. I'm using Pilgrim's. I think they used to call this Pilgrim's Pride and Tyson. So I've got 2 containers of chicken livers here, and so not brand specific. Also got some onions cut up, ready to go. All right, and I'm going to be using what's left of this seasoned chicken fry stuff, this House Autry chicken seasoned fry stuff. I may need to use just regular flour for the onion rings. All right, before we do that, I want to tell you, there's oftentimes some the chicken livers have 2 lobes, basically, a lobe here and a lobe there, and oftentimes there's this thick connective fat there, and you can cut that out if you want to. All right, I don't normally do it when I'm frying. I normally do it when I'm grilling them. The Pilgrim's Pride seemed to have more of that than the Tyson did this time. All right, well, you didn't get to see me cut that out, did you? Let me find another one like that. I'm just gonna reach right in here. All right, there, you see that connective tissue right there? So let me move the camera a little bit and you'll see me cut it out. All right, you just kind of get right here and just find it. This one's not as bad as the other one I just did, but you just kind of pull it out and just cut that little tough part out. But when you fry it, it gets to be chewable. You don't have to do that when frying, okay? All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're going to put some buttermilk on these chicken livers. So I've got some cultured buttermilk that I cultured up last weekend. And then we're going to put these in here, and we're going to let them sit 10 to 15 minutes. You can let them sit for an hour. I will stir, just use the knife, and stir that buttermilk all into these chicken livers. And we're going to let them sit in that buttermilk for 10 to 15 minutes. All right? We're also going to dip the onions in the buttermilk here in a few minutes too. Let me get the camera back where we want to be. All right, so we're going to let that sit. Okay. And we'll heat up the oil. While the oil heats up on the stove, I've taken a little bowl and I've put that some of that chicken fry mix in here, and I'm going to take these livers out, let them drain a little bit with this little thing here, and just drop them right in there like that. All right, so I'm going to put them all in here, let them drain, Drop them in there. All right. And that's probably enough for the first batch anyway. So then we're going to take this. Nah, we'll go ahead and add some more. I'm just going to go ahead and get them all battered up, I think. Yeah, that's probably too much. So we're going to just take this, cover it up with this thing right here, and we're going to shake, rattle, and roll, and we're going to get those all coated in that batter. And I'll do the same with the second batch here in a minute. All right, so this is what they look like when they're coated in the batter. Boom. All right. When that oil heats up, we'll start dropping them in. Big Lou Barbecue. All right, I am using corn oil. A lot of people say don't fry in corn oil, doesn't have a high enough smoke point. Can't get it 350. Well, I fry at 325. It solves that problem. I'm using corn oil because I like corn oil. So just take these thing of chicken livers here and drop them in. Let them fry. I did probably have too many in that first batch. So we're gonna let them go. Just like this. I'll probably add more flour to this and shake them up some more. Get these two in there. Those are two of them. I gotta get those apart. All right, we're gonna let that batch fry, and I'll fry up the other two batches, and I'll show you what they look like when this batch is coming out. All right, these are about halfway through. Mixing them up. They're looking like that, looking delicious. And you don't want to do this naked. It pops. I'm just telling you, get your shirt on, get your apron on. It can pop, all right? Because there's a lot of liquid in the chicken livers. All right, when they're floating, they're done. So we're gonna pull them out. Doesn't take long. I'd say maybe 5 to 8 minutes or so. Maybe not even quite that long. Never really timed it. And of course, if you want to, you can break the lobes apart so you can have smaller pieces. Better for dipping that way. Some of the stuff fell off of that one. Sorry, it'll still taste good. So that's what the first batch looks like.
It took 4 batches to fry them all, and now it's time for onion rings.
Okay, as for the onion rings, I've got just, some flour in here. Don't really have to measure, just want to kind of enough. Putting some little Cajun Creole seasoning in it because I'm out of that seasoned chick fry. Here's my onion rings. Here's my buttermilk. All right, I took that flour, seasoned it, shook it up a little bit. Here's my onion rings. I'm just gonna dip them into the buttermilk, pull them out. Come here to me. All right, pull them out and put them in the flour. And then of course, once I get them all in here, or enough of them in here for a first batch, we're gonna shake, rattle, and roll. And that one got caught on there. Would you look at that? That's not supposed to do that, is it? All right, we're just gonna keep doing this. And I'll show you what it looks like when we drop them in the flour. Of course, I'm gonna seal this bowl up too. This is a different, ooh, I forgot to put it in the buttermilk. Uh-oh. I'm gonna seal that bowl up too, shake them up, and drop them in the grease. Big Lou Barbecue. All right. Oil is ready to go for these onion rings. I did go ahead and put them all in there, and we're just gonna let them fry up. Fry, fry, fry. That's good for the first batch. I'll go 1 or 2 more. Here they are, nice and golden brown. And we're gonna have them, put them on the platter. Right here next to the chicken livers. And fry up some more.